So the people want to say something, which is part of what the event was about, the plan. So we want to thank everybody for coming here. And what he did not tell you is that we identify as we because we work as a collective. That's how he identifies us, as the collective. We don't actually have a name, but we are a group, and we actually surround the planet. So we work through him and with him and teach him how to heal himself in order to be able to heal others. We have actually been working with him for many lifetimes. So this is not the first time that we have done this and made this connection. But there is a whole group of us around the planet. We surround the planet. There are many entities that we are associated with, that we're connected with. So you have the globe, and you have all of us all the way around it. We are not from this planet, but we are very interested in this planet and helping the planet to heal. His mission has been to help the planet to heal. We have heard him say, I just want the planet to heal. I just want everybody to be okay. So that is our clue and our cue to be able to come through and start working in this way and helping the planet. This is not the only place that this is happening. This is happening all around the world in every country. And there are people who we are working with that don't even know that we are working with them. Because what we do is we come through people and we enrich their lives and we increase their energy. And just by being near those people, whoever it is that requires the healing, by being in touch with that energy, it rubs off on them. So just by being in this room and having the energy flow through, you receive the energy. Because our aura extends out. There's not just one of us in this body. We are several around the room. So if you feel things during the actual healing session that we're going to do in a little while, don't be surprised. We just ask that you be open. We ask that you think about how you want your lives to be enriched. We ask you to think about how you want your spirit to grow, how you want your spirit to align. Because part of the healing process is to align your aura, to align your chakras. It has been said through the time on this planet that people have 7 main chakras. But you also have a chakra above your head, you have a chakra below your feet. Every nerve ending in your body is a little chakra. A chakra is an energy point. So that's really what that is. So what we're also aware of is that we talk about the indigo children, we talk about the crystal children, the new beings on the planet. So when we do healing work with people, we identify not just the 7 major chakras. We don't talk about the 7 chakras, they're in this place, they're this color, they're this wheel, they're this shape. We don't talk about any of that stuff because some people have other chakras. Other people have less chakras. Other people have more chakras. They're not all in the way that you might read about in a book to identify in that way. So we work with people, we work with the individual and what that particular person requires on any given moment at any given time for what their path is about on the planet. We're also excited because there are people here who are going to go on and do amazing things in their lives. Things that they're not even aware, things that they think about, they may have dreams about. So we want you in your own life to think about, to pay attention to your own dreams, like your dream time, when you are asleep at night, when you have these thoughts that come to you, like he was talking about. He's been told to do these things, and he's paid attention, and he's been moved in the ways that he's been moved to be able to come here and do the healing work that he does. And we are going to have him do very major things in his life, whether he likes it or not. So we would just like each and every one of you that are here, because this is what the healing work is about having your energy be clear. The healing is about raising your vibration, letting go of critical thoughts. Critical thoughts meaning to criticize yourself, to criticize others. If you can get out of your way for any one moment to be able to put one foot forward in front of the other foot to work with what you're inspired to do, then you're moving forward on a healing path. Because each time you take a step like that, you're moving toward your own greatness. And people don't like to think of themselves as being great unless they have an ego. And then they can get wrapped up in that. But each and every single person on the planet has an ability to be what we would term great, to have a greatness about them. When we think about the word great, to have a greatness about them, we think about how big their energy can be. This great, big energy. That when you take a breath and you fill your spirit with that breath, think how big you can be in that way. Think how big your spirit can be. People are not afraid of being small. They're not afraid of, which people have written about this. So this is why we're talking about this too. People are not afraid of shrinking. People are afraid of being big. They're afraid of being seen as being the amazing human beings that they have the ability to be. So when we come through, he just sits in the background and kind of watches what is going on, and he's sitting there laughing about what we're talking about, because we want to challenge each of you to take one step forward into greatness in your life. And he's thinking about the ice challenge. So we think that that's funny. But it is a challenge, because there is really like so much negative energy in the world. and it really makes us sad. One of the things that we do surrounding the planet, there needs to be a great many of us, because if there weren't as many of us working in the way that we work with individual people in their special talents, because not everybody identifies as being a healer. But by us surrounding the planet like this, it actually helps the planet not to blow itself up with all of the people and all of the wars and all of the damage. So there's a great sadness that we deal with in this way. But we try to show up around these people, the ones who are thinking that they're in charge, the ones who have their finger on the button. And we try to work with them, even just a little bit, to cause like a little bit of a delay. But what we know is that anger feeds on anger every time. Like it just wants to perpetuate itself. And we want to perpetuate this feeling about love. What we do with him is that we work with him and through him and get his heart to open. The same way that we get other people, work with other people to have their heart be open. There's so much trauma that goes on the planet. People don't even understand how much trauma they're in. They don't even understand how much pain they're in, because they are taught that this pain is acceptable. We don't believe that this pain is acceptable. So we work with people to link them with other people. This individual is having trouble. They don't know how to speak about their problem. We inspire them. We move their feet over to this other person, and we make these connections with people. We move them into position. This person requires healing, and they know that they can be better than what they are. They have this thing inside of them that says, I want to be able to help people. I have no idea how to help people. And so we move them over to this person, and this person is an empath, and they feel things about other people, and so they bring this thing out in this other person. So then those two rise together. Their spirits rise together. They grow together. They become bigger than what they have been together. And so this is our great mission. Is that we bring the energy around the planet, and we bring it to the core of the planet. Because people talk about grounding, and they talk about they want to get rid of the negative energy out of themselves, and they want to ground the energy, and they want to put this, they keep putting this negative energy into Mother Earth, and they keep putting it in and putting it in and putting it in, and they wonder why the planet is doing what the planet is doing. The eruptions and the waves and all of the stuff, because the planet also has to detox itself as well. So we bring the energy into the core of the planet, and we start bringing the energy out. So we're trying to get everybody around the planet to increase their own spiritual vibration. Because as each and every person is trying to increase their vibration, which has been going on for a while now, we're on the outer edges of the planet, and also working with each individual inside. And each time each one of these people makes this connection, and this one works with this one, and this one works with this one, it's like a big web. And so each time these people are doing this, and they're talking to people across the globe, people in India talking to people in the US, and people in Europe talking to people in Germany, and wherever they're talking. And it doesn't go around the globe this way. The electricity, the wires may go this way, and the satellites may go out there, but the people, when they're thinking about each other, they're not thinking about how it goes to the satellites, they're not thinking about how it goes to the wires, they're thinking about the person, and so it goes through the planet. This person talks, this planet goes through, and it goes through, and it goes through, and so it helps to build the energy. And when people are looking online and they're connecting to these websites where these healing websites that people have, supposedly like uplifting and uplifting and uplifting. When people are connecting to that, they're thinking about that, but where their energy goes, it doesn't necessarily go just in through the computer. They're thinking about, oh, this looks beautiful over in Hawaii, and this looks beautiful over in the Amazon jungle, and this looks beautiful over here, but it's not going through the wires, it's going through the planet. So each time we're making connections, and it's going through the planet, and it's building the vibration of the planet in this way. So when he makes prayers about the planet, each time there's a thought that goes out about, I want the planet to heal, that thought gets connected with every other person who's having that thought. And that builds and it builds and it builds like a snowball. So we just want you to think about that every time you are thinking about something like that. Thinking about how you want to heal and how you want to be connected. And every person that you think about, how you want that person to heal, whether it's an old woman in the hospital, or if it's somebody in a wheelchair, or if it's somebody who is just having a difficult time waking up. If they're dealing with depression, or they're dealing with any kind of sadness they're dealing with, they don't know how to fit in the world. Don't just think about that one person, but think about everybody who's having that particular thing. And just think about everybody who's having their own particular thing. And just every time, if you can think about for a moment about just surrounding your energy around the globe. Just think about us. Just think about how there are people that you might call alien because they haven't been on this planet before. Think about how there are energies that you would call divine beings, energies that you would call devas, spirits connected to plants and animals and trees. All of those things have a soul with them. All of those things have a spirit with them. In this room, you look around, you see 12, 13, there was a discussion however many people are here. But how many are in spirit that you don't see? This room is actually filled. And they're all here, and they're all trying to help you, and they're all moving you forward. We want you to think about what you actually came to the planet to do, because people identify as their job how they're making their money. what you're doing to make your money is not what your job is. What you're doing to make your money is simply to support yourself while you are doing what you came to the planet to do. He shows up and he goes to work and he makes his money doing readings and whatever, but that's not necessarily, his job is not really about being a psychic. His job is about being a healer. His job is about being a teacher to other people, teaching them how to take one step forward, getting away from the pain in the past. Because people want to identify as their illness. One of the reasons why he doesn't want to show up and do this thing is because he's tried doing work with other people in the past and they don't know how to get away from their illness. Oh, I have cancer. Oh, I have HIV. Oh, I have... A lot of the women in my family have like diabetes. A lot of them have cancer, like they have breast cancer, and I know a lot of people, there's all this stuff, every time we turn around somebody is having cancer, and there are so many illnesses on the planet that weren't here before. And people identify as their illness, and they don't know how to get away from their illness. But what we know and what we teach is that there's a spiritual cause for every illness. And people create the illness themselves. There's karma. People have a karma that they're going to incur this particular illness, but that particular illness does not necessarily have to kill them unless it is their karma that is how they're going to pass away. But sometimes people just surrender to their illness. They just live in their illness. And it makes us sad watching that because that doesn't have to be that way. So when we do healing work with people, what we do is we raise their vibration. This is the way that we help people to heal, because when your vibration is lifted higher, illness is a lower vibration. Illness is created by the chaos. It's created by whether it is karma or not karma. If it's karma from your past, it is still related to the chaos. It's still related to a lower vibration. So what we do is we help people to raise their vibration. And by raising your vibration, it helps you to let go of the lower vibration. You don't have to connect to that anymore. Every time you think about your past and the pain of your past, you stay connected to your illness. That's the thing that creates the illness. What we want you to do is think about the future and think about how you have hope about being able to move forward. Think about like hope about how, well, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do this, and I can take maybe like one step towards that particular thing, or I can let go of this one particular thing in order to be able to move towards that goal, towards achieving that amazing thing that I want to be, or that amazing thing that I want to do. And as you're doing that, you can teach somebody else how to get there too. And so that's what we do with him, is that we teach him how to teach other people, and we get him to be able to move forward so that other people will see that this is what it is that he is doing, and maybe they will be inspired to be able to do that too. Because when people are doing amazing things, they don't really see who is watching them. So you just step forward and you just keep doing what you're doing, and don't worry about what other people are saying. Don't worry what other people are doing. You just move forward and you do what you feel in your heart that you came to the planet to do. Because it's not about your money. Money is the excuse. Money is the thing that keeps people trapped. So because this is a healing event tonight, we want you to not think about what illness you might have. When we work with people, when he does Reiki with people, what we teach people is think about where you want to be. Think about letting go of the illness. What are the blocks that are keeping you from doing that? You don't even have to know what the blocks are, but what we're going to do tonight is that we're going to bring this energy through to you, and you focus on being well. Being well is an abstract word, we know. But think about not being connected to whatever it is that's keeping you down, whatever it is that's keeping you back, whether it's other people who are telling you that you can't, and they tell you that they can't because they're afraid of doing it, but that doesn't mean that you can't. Those words, that every time someone says, no you can't, you shouldn't, they inhibit you. All of that energy gets put inside of you and it prevents you from being able to be the amazing people that you are. So we want you to think about letting go of those words for this period of time anyway, because we can help move those things out of you. We can help bring healing energy to you. That's what our job is to bring the energy to you. Your job in this process to be willing to receive that vibration, be willing to receive that higher vibration, being willing to raise your vibration higher than it has ever been, even if that's just like a little bit. But even just raising your vibration just a little bit can help to let go of something. And even if you let go of only a little bit today, even if you're only willing to let go of a little bit today, tomorrow maybe you can be willing to let go of a little bit more. Because it's like, it's like a wall that's keeping you trapped in and keeping other things out, keeping amazing things out. That's what the wall does. It doesn't, like, you're trying to let this greatness, this amazing person out, but it's like you're not letting any of the love inside. So when you're doing this, it's like when you're thinking about this intention about I want to let go, that wall has an ability to crack even just a little bit. Even if you just take like a little bit of a dent, a little chunk, even if it's just a little piece of the mortar, a little piece of the brick, even just letting go of a little bit of that, it makes the wall weaker. So next time you do it, you make the wall a little bit weaker and a little bit weaker and a little bit weaker and a little bit weaker. So we want you to be willing to let the wall down, be willing to let go of whatever the block is. We call it a block, but you can call it whatever it is that's preventing you from being where it is that you want to be in your life. We think healing is a strange word. People use this word like healing, illness. It's archaic to us. When we think about you being healed, what we really think about is your spirit being whole. We think about your chakras being in alignment. We think about how if you were really completely healed, you wouldn't even be on this planet anymore. Because if you did everything that you came to the planet to do, you wouldn't have to be on this planet anymore. If you were completely well, you would not have to be on this planet anymore. And so the illness is really just a thing that you're learning through on this particular time in this lifetime. That's what the illness is. It's really just something that's like holding you back, something that you have to learn through, or something that you were teaching somebody else through your illness. Teaching somebody how they're powerless over you, over your illness. Teaching them how to get out of their way in order to be able to come towards you, to give you comfort. Illness is a lesson. It doesn't have to be, it causes pain. And we understand how you see that it is this big traumatic thing, because people have horrible diseases these days. They die in very horrible ways. And we understand the pain that's associated with that. But we would like you to step back just a little bit and see what the lesson is about. Because if you look at it as a lesson, either for you or for other people, and understand that you're not really in charge of any of that, except by praying and asking for help and just trying to reach out a little bit more. It may not cause the illness to go away, but perhaps it can give a little bit of comfort. And one of the things that we teach, one of the things that he was taught, is that death is a healing. Because once you pass away, and we don't like to use the word dead, he gets hit in the head every time he uses the word dead. Because spirit is out there, they are doing things, they are very active, they are by no means dead. Energy transforms itself. It changes, it transforms, it grows, it becomes something different. The tree dies, it goes in, it becomes the mulch, it grows the seeds, and it goes, everything is transforming, it's changing all the time. Nothing is being dead. It moves on, it goes to a different place, but it's not dead. So, to use that term, dead, is actually a healing, because that lesson is done now. So, we just want you to think about that for a little bit. Not just today, but maybe later, maybe tomorrow, think about it. And trust us, you will be reminded of it later. When you need to have that information, it will come up in your subconscious, and you think it's just you being reminded, but it's not. It's like one of us coming and whispering in your ear, remember what we told you? So you will be reminded, you will be moved in a different way than what you will be moved in a different way than what you think that your plan is going to be. So, that's what we're going to speak about for right now. So we just want to thank you, everybody, for coming, for showing up, for being available for you. Because that's what this is about. This is about you becoming available for yourself. This is about you stepping forward and being able to make a decision, even if you think it's just a little decision, even if you think that nothing is going to happen tonight. This is about you being willing to take one step to allow yourself to be better, to take a chance on doing something different, on exploring a different option. And that's why we think that you are amazing. because you made the decision to do something different tonight.